Good morning, guys. How are you doing today?
Good morning.
Oh, that's great to hear. Guys, you must be wondering why I'm dressed this way.
Yes.
Okay, let me explain it to you. I just came from a karate competition where I had to face my best friend Amy, who is Japanese. But she was the favorite to win. She's better than me. So all her friends, her friends from the Japanese community and her parents were there to see her and cheer for her. But unfortunately, during the match, she slipped, and I took advantage of it. Right? I put my knee on top of her, pretending I made her fall, and I stayed there. So I became the winner. Of course, that caused her a lot of embarrassment. I caused her to lose face in front of her family and friends. Everybody remained silent, but she left the dojo in a hurry. I couldn't do much because I had to come here to see you guys. But I need your help now. What should I do now?
You should call her.
Oh, okay, but what should I tell her?
I think you should tell her that it wasn't your fault.
Okay.
You could tell her that it was an accident and wasn't meant to happen.
Yeah, and do you think I should pay her a visit?
You could, but you should call her first.
That's a good idea. And what can I say? Should I tell her she's being childish?
I think you could.
No way.
Uh-huh.
You shouldn't do that because in Asian culture, the notion of face is very important and you could cause her more humiliation.
Guys, your suggestions are really awesome. They are helping me a lot. Now I know what I have to do later on. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
Okay, now, guys, do you think I should change?
Yes, you should.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good. Be right back. Guys, have you noticed that we have been using the modal verb should during our warm-up activity?
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
So now please pay attention to the slide that explains when we can use should. I will give examples and then you will have to give me your own related to the warm-up activity. Okay? Okay, so let's start. When do we use should? First of all, should is used to give advice or suggestion. And the structure is should plus the verb in the base form. For example, your nails are too long. You should cut them. Now, an example related to our warm-up activity. Could you read it, Ian, please?
Amy is upset. You should call her.
Thank you, Ian. Ian is giving me a suggestion regarding the situation with Amy. Is that clear, guys?
Yes.
Great. Okay, when else can we use should? In a situation likely in the present, right? And the structure is should plus the verb in the base form. Example, John should be at the store now. Come back later. Now, who can give me an example based on the situation we just saw during the warm-up activity? Yes, Bob?
Amy should be at home now. Pay her a visit.
Thank you. Very nice example. Also, we use should when we are predicting a situation likely to happen in the future. And the structure again is should plus the verb in the base form. An example, Paul is drunk already. Mary should drive the car when they leave. Who can give me an example? Yes, Brooklyn?
You should talk to Amy later on today. She would be calmer then.
Great example. Thank you very much, Brooklyn. Also, we use should when the subject didn't act responsibly or didn't fulfill an obligation in the past, right? And the structure is should plus have plus the verb in the past participle. An example, I think Sam has developed an infection. He should have taken the antibiotics yesterday. Who can give me another example, please, based on the warm-up activity? Yes, Ian.
Amy should have explained to you why she reacted the way she did.
Can you repeat that example, please?
Amy should have explained to you why she reacted the way she did.
Very good example, Ian. Thank you. Okay. And we also use should when the subject is acting irresponsibly or is not fulfilling their obligation now. And the structure is should plus the verb be plus the verb ending in ing. Okay? For example, you should be paying attention to the teacher. Who can give me another example? Yes, Bob?
You should be getting ready to talk to Amy.
You should be getting ready to talk to Amy. Thank you, Bob. Very good example. Okay, now we're going to see the should not or shouldn't. Okay, and we use that to advise not to do something because it's usually bad or wrong. For example, you shouldn't eat so many chocolates. Another example, you shouldn't have made those comments. Who can give me extra examples? Yes, Brooklyn.
You shouldn't have left the dojo before speaking to your friend.
Thank you. Great advice. Thank you, Brooklyn. I was going to say Amy. See, I'm thinking too much about Amy. Okay, thank you, Brooklyn. And another example, please.
Your friend shouldn't be upset with you.
Wow, thank you very much, Ian. That makes me feel better, actually. Okay, guys, I'm really happy because I can see that you are grasping the idea of should very well. Okay, guys, now I would like for you to get into groups of 3, please. Brooklyn, I would like for you to lead a group.
Okay. Bob, Ian.
Great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand you a piece of paper with a critical scenario, a different critical scenario to every group. And what you have to do is read the scenario carefully, please, because you will have to discuss about what you think that people involved in those scenarios should have done or shouldn't have done, as well as what they should do or shouldn't do from now on. Is that clear?
Yes.
Great. Get to work.
Okay, I'm going to start reading now. An Asian student in a mainstream class was having difficulty understanding the teacher. One day, after class, the student went to the teacher to ask him to please slow down the pace of the class. The teacher responded that he really could not do this, but that he would try to help her. In the next class, the teacher announced that the student was having problems in class and asked whether anyone could lend her some notes to copy from. The Asian student was mortified and felt that she could never face the teacher or her classmates again. Now, I'm going to start with my opinion on this. The teacher should have had better insight regarding the notion of face in Asian culture. Ian, do you have an opinion on this?
I don't think that the teacher should have told everyone that the Asian student was having problems with her work because that embarrassed her.
Bob, do you have an opinion?
The teacher, yes. The teacher should apologize to his as Asian student.
He should have apologized to his Asian student.
Yes. He shouldn't do that again.
Oh, okay. Ian, do you have another opinion?
The Asian student should get used to that in North America, if somebody asks for help, it's not bad to ask for help. But I'm guessing that in Asia, it's embarrassing to ask for help.
I think that the Asian student shouldn't feel that because she didn't actually do anything wrong.
Wow, great discussion, guys. Congratulations. That was
Thank
awesome.
you.
Okay, very good. So now I want for one of the members of this group, of each group, actually to share with the other members a similar experience where the notion of face was at stake. Okay, and the other two members will have to give advices or suggestions using should or shouldn't. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. Get to work.
Okay, so when it was a school morning and we were walking, me and my classmates, we were walking into class and I tripped and I fell onto the ground. And suddenly everyone huddled around me asking if I was okay, even though it wasn't the biggest deal, it wasn't that bad. And I was very embarrassed by that.
You shouldn't have been embarrassed because they just wanted to know if you were okay.
Okay. And,
Okay, guys, so
Yeah.
while my students are still discussing,
Yeah.
I just wanted to thank you for taking a look at my lesson. And I really hope you enjoyed it
Yeah.
as much as I did.
I don't think like